Hello, everybody. This is Vivian, and today is July the 15th, and we're moving along here in the reflections. So, this is my submission for reflection number 6, setting up and using Facebook groups. This presentation was given by Leandler Singh, who is a lecturer in computer science, and the live presentation was given on June the 29th, 2014. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend the live recording due to a conflict in scheduling, and thus was not able to communicate with the attendees of this presentation. This is my reflection based on the recording. I did connect with Len later on, and he accepted my request to join the Facebook group that he had created for the attendees of his live presentation. I have also asked him for resources pertaining to the use of games used in Facebook groups to better engage students in learning. I read the 2 publications that Len referred us to at the start of the presentation as well. Len Singh gave a presentation on how to set up a group for students on the social media site Facebook. He's been using it for 5 years and uses it to support students online. It was pointed out that this social media site is an effective environment for students to reflect on learning experiences as well as collaboration. Learners, for example, can create a document to collaborate on writing, since the doc can easily be shared and edited. Len uses Facebook groups as his file sharing space with his students. He also uses it for connecting as well as other things, but he didn't say what they are. Len has a lot of groups for each of his classes. He pointed out that Facebook is available for people 14 years of age and up, so it is important to adhere to the rules of Facebook. Groups form the basis for all class activities, and the following steps indicate the steps involved in how to move forward in joining and using the Facebook group. So for step number 1, the setup for all classes, students locate the group and ask to join. Step 2, communication consists of notices, updates, etc. Step number 3, resource sharing, lecture notes, and other reading materials. And step number 4, discussions, any topical discussion allowed, and this can be done in group chat. The presenter says that we have to be prepared to spend time managing our Facebook groups. I would like to know more specifically what that entails. Should this be every day or every week, several times a day? And what should we be doing exactly as part of the maintenance monitoring schedule? One of the limitations that Facebook groups represents is the difficulty in following threaded discussions. This was pointed out by the presenter. I would also like to know what kinds of groups Len has created, since he has a lot of groups. Are they based on the subjects alone, and does he allow students from one subject to join the group of another subject? I would be interested in creating an online community of learners keen on improving their pronunciation and spoken English. I think it would be very useful for them to meet at a social media site where they might be hanging out already. Electing to click on another button to join a pronunciation group on a social media site they are very familiar with would not be taking them out of their comfort zone. They wouldn't have to learn how to navigate in a new site at the very least. One of the observations made by Len was that the more the participants post, the more complex the topic and detailed the replies. This is very encouraging, since it means that the people who are posting are getting interested and involved in the topic. This is useful in memory retention, since the participant has more than a passing interest in the topic they are becoming progressively engaged in. By discussing it with others, the topic is being consistently reinforced. I enjoyed this topic very much and have been an avid Facebook user since 2010. I no longer feel as uncomfortable about expressing myself on Facebook as I did 4 years ago, but I feel it's very important to explain to the students the importance of being careful not to communicate disrespectfully with any of the other group members. For example, when I look at some of the comments submitted at another social media sites such as YouTube, I shudder. The language that some people use is very inconsiderate and demeaning. This does bring up the question, what does a teacher do if a student or students don't abide by the rules? How can they keep abreast with their assignments if they have been removed from the group, which is the hub for keeping on top of the classes? I would hope that by the time the students are young adults and serious students, they would know better than to communicate disrespectfully towards their fellow learners. If, however, there are some who are not mature enough to demonstrate this requirement, then I think this subject needs to be addressed right at the start of the course. The group should come up with a plan as to what would be the best action to take. I believe a code of conduct needs to be agreed upon right at the outset. Most Facebook groups have included this. I am a member of several groups, and they all carry the same message in their code of conduct. Expulsion from the group is the consequence after one warning. I would like to get started on a Facebook group as soon as possible. I feel comfortable using Facebook, so I feel ready to learn how to manage a group. Since Len also created a support group for the participants in this presentation, I would be able to ask for advice when needed, knowing there is a group ready to help. I was able to ascertain that I would start with a closed group rather than an open or secret group. I will see how this works out and learn from the experience. Len did say his Facebook groups have become semi-professional, so I will see how mine will evolve. The approach for instruction would be game-based, since research has shown that this has been successful in past Facebook groups. Here's an excellent blog article outlining the importance of game-based learning on social media sites. I've included the link here. How difficult is it to manage Facebook groups when one is traveling? That is one question I was wondering about. I would like to know if there are any recommendations or a basic guideline to follow. Len said he manages the group on a regular basis. So does this mean checking in several times a day as I normally do on my own Facebook site? Len does bring these questions up himself in the presentation, but left the answer open-ended. So I do apologize that the font size seems to be varying in here. I don't know why. I did put it all into one size and one font style. So we'll see what happens when I copy and paste this into my blog. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pause for one moment while I go over to my blog, to the back office, to my dashboard, I should say. So here we are in my dashboard, and I've set up the title, Reflection number 6, Setting Up and Using Facebook Groups. And here's the article. And as always, I come back and I tidy it up and fix it up and add some pictures and so on. So we'll go ahead and okay, we'll put that in here. Okay, I didn't do the right one. One moment. Okay, so I added the link here, so that makes it clickable. Okay, and I'll add an image later. So go ahead and publish this. Okay, then we'll just view this. And I'll put it under blog. So here it is, reflection number 6, setting up and using Facebook groups. Again, I don't have it under the right section here, but I'm still constructing my blog. It is a project in process. So then we're going to go ahead and set this up in YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up in YouTube, and then I'll go ahead and paste the link over at the task section. And thank you for watching this presentation.